Yo, thank you for tuning into the Natural Habitat Podcast. My name is Mikey Booyah, and I have a brand new song coming out this Friday. Everywhere. It's coming out on Spotify. It's coming out on iTunes. It's coming out on Deezer. It's coming out on Google Music, Amazon. It's coming out on, there's going to be a lyric video. All right? This is going to be a video with lyrics on the screen for the song that's going to be coming out on YouTube and Facebook, Rogue Media 805 pages. This song is called Imposter Syndrome, and it's a great song. I'm proud of it. I'm excited. Can't wait for you guys to hear it. So make sure that you go find that shit on Friday. Imposter Syndrome. Bada boom. Also, episode 2 of Rogue Media Radio is right around the corner. I'm doing the edit on it as we speak. Okay, this computer over here has the edit on it. Edit on it. I'm on it. All right. Rogue Media Radio, episode 2. You could find that at the Rogue Media 805 YouTube and Facebook pages. Facebook Watch. Watch it. You know, whatever the fuck that means. Facebook's trying to be like, hey, we got Facebook Watch. So watch it on Facebook. Watch it on YouTube. Tell your friends. Rogue Media Radio, episode 2, Imposter Syndrome by Mikey Booyah. This is the Natural Habitat Podcast. We got myself, Awesome Ty. We're having a great time, kicking back, talking, and other things. Talking and more on the Natural Habitat Podcast. Let's do it.
Mikey Booyah and William Waffles.
I don't drink soda.
Yeah. What is up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Natural Habitat Podcast. I'm Mikey Booyah.
I am Awesome Ty.
That's right. The awesomest of Ties. I've met maybe 3 people in my life named Ty. None of them with the word awesome attached to it.
Apparently there's more than one.
Yeah, but fuck that guy. I've never met him. And the way it's like if I've never actually seen it in my real life, how do I know it's real? You know what I mean? This could all be made up by scientists.
Yeah, true.
Like, you know, like other things. I'm a little tired today. I'm a little shook. Something happened to me last night. I was sleeping in my bed in the safety and solitude of my bed. And I do this thing at night where, you know, I'll put on my TV when I go to bed, and I'll usually wake up at some point in the middle of the night on, you know, just the Netflix home screen.
Right.
And not that I'm afraid of the dark or anything. I don't want that rumor to get out. It's not that I'm afraid of the dark. I don't use it as a nightlight. I use it as like a white noise calming kind of thing.
Yeah.
Well, I go to bed last night, just like every other night, put on some comedy Bang Bang or something, turn the volume all the way down, lay in bed, relaxing. All of a sudden I hear what could only be described as a tornado. Like, much like Wizard of Oz, this is a rumble in the jungle, if you will. What was that? Wasn't that a thing?
Yeah, I don't think it was related to a tornado though.
Or Wizard of Oz.
That was the Muhammad Ali Sonny Liston fight, I think.
Rumble in the Jungle.
Yeah, it was like a boxing match.
Okay. It also was, so it was much like that, also like a tornado, and also like Rumble in the Bronx, which was, I believe, like a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yep, that sounds correct.
So I wake up, middle of the Bronx, right?
Or was that a Jackie Chan movie?
Oh, it could be a Jackie Chan movie now that I think about it.
Yeah, I think that was Jackie Chan.
Okay, Rumble in the Bronx starring, so it wasn't like that at all. It was nothing like Rumble in the Bronx. But, anyway, I wake up and there arose such a clatter within my room, right?
Mm-hmm.
I snap my eyes open and it is pitch black dark in my room. Somehow my TV has already been turned off. Also, I have Christmas lights in my room. Not afraid of the dark, okay? Once again. But Christmas lights also off. Lights off. Everything off. Pitch black in my room. All I know is that I heard a very loud noise extremely close to me, and I don't know what it is. So I hop up, scared and afraid, dressed in underwear, and feeling extremely vulnerable. Remember how safe I said I was at the beginning of the night? Not anymore at all.
Yeah.
So I turn on the light, and what had happened was I have a big whiteboard that I had stuck to my closet that had fallen off weeks ago, and I had just restuck that to my wall right before I went to bed, and it didn't hold, and it just fell off in the middle of the night. But I felt like I was going to die. I felt like Adam 22 just hanging out in the back of No Jumper or on some shit or whatever his store's called. And then all of a sudden, gun in my face, arose such a clatter. What?
By this whiteboard falling.
Yeah. It startled me a lot. It brought me out of my sleep. And then I opened the door to be like, oh, I hope nobody else heard that. My power might have gone out. The whole house was black. Like there was no light in the whole house.
Right.
And then I just kind of looked out into this creepy hallway and then closed the door and went back to sleep.
Oh, man.
And, I feel like it took a toll on me today. I feel like I'm living my life.
You're not the same person that you were yesterday.
No, I'm traumatized for sure. Absolutely. Now I think I need CIA agents to walk around with me in my live streams. How was your night?
It was pretty uneventful, to be honest. Just, another night. I work at night, so I was at work.
Yeah. Nothing crazy happened? Nobody came in with whiteboards.
Nothing fell. No power issues. It was a pretty par for the course evening.
Well, not bad. Those are good sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, so I just wanted to put that out there just in case if I, seem a little off today, seem a little jumpy.
Yeah, there was something off. I couldn't quite put my finger on it, but now knowing that a whiteboard had fallen, I guess, like the dots have connected themselves.
It's all coming back together. Now, before we get into this video that I'm extremely excited about showing you, and I hope that you have never seen it before, I want to talk about Us. Are we okay? You and me as friends. No, I want to talk about the movie Us by Jordan Peele.
Yeah.
Now, you have someone call a hot take. Do you want to make this hot take public?
Well, I mean, it's not so much a hot take as I think everybody else has a hot take on this movie, because it's not like a bad movie. It's like a solid, good horror movie, but it's just like the hype machine for this thing has just been so insane, and people are going so far as to call it, the greatest horror movie of all time, or like top 5 for sure. And I mean, I just don't know if I would go that far with it. It's good. It's a solid horror movie. It's got a lot of, like comic relief parts where you're like, oh, haha, this doesn't feel like a horror movie for a second, which is like a cool, like kind of takes you out of it. And like, there's parts that I really liked where like, it's almost like, it's almost like aware of itself. It's like self-aware that it's a horror movie. So like, like there'll be like something like super suspenseful going on, and then like something will happen that completely like takes you out of like the horror for a second, like in like the heart of like, like a super suspenseful scene, like, and it's kind of like, I like that about it.
On the edge of their seat kind of thing.
But I just don't know if I would go as far as to like say that it's this groundbreaking,
greatest horror movie ever.
Right? Yeah, I don't think I could do that.
See, I'm excited to see it. Ever since I saw the trailer, I was stoked on it. But I mean, now that I look back on my excitement, I think it was mostly for the "I Got 5 on It" remix that was in the trailer.
Yeah,
remember that?
Yeah,
that was by far my favorite part of the trailer.
Yeah. Yeah, they killed that. And they actually do use that in the movie for a second, but it's not used to the effect that it is in the trailer.
It was perfect in the trailer. Mm-hmm. because it pulls you in right in the beginning.
But there's a lot of like a lot of symbolism and a lot of like little things that like, you know, didn't really get explained like directly, that like going back, like I would want to like watch again and like see if I can like figure out like, hey, what did this mean? Why did they keep having, you know, I'm not going to spoil anything, but like, why did they keep showing, you know,
just
like,
say something different. Say something that didn't happen. Why did they keep...
Why, you know, like, what's with all these red herrings, you know what I mean? And, like, little Easter egg type things, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Why does the kid and the dog always eat American cheese? Like,
something, like, maybe I'm not even smart enough to have processed it yet, and, like, I'm just completely missing it, but, like, one of the explanations for, like, why something's happening, like, is like... so like bizarre that like I haven't fully processed like how it even makes sense yet, and like whether it does or not.
Oh dang. It could be one of those things like a time bomb where it makes sense, you know, 5 years later you're like, Bruce Willis was dead. Well, I guess you find out at the end, but if you didn't watch the end of The Sixth Sense, if you didn't make it all the way to the end.
Oh, and then I can also, I won't really get into which one it is because I don't know if that would spoil anything or not. But I also like have an argument that can be made that the whole thing is a ripoff of a Simpsons Halloween episode skit.
Really? Mm-hmm. Oh dang, that's interesting. Now I need to see it.
Well, yeah, I could say which one. The one where Bart has an evil Siamese twin.
Oh, okay, I do remember that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it kind of is, huh? Just from the trailer, I could see that.
Yeah, like I'm not going to make my full argument because that would spoil some shit, but...
So it says, one of my favorite things right now, like, I'm not sure if he's just this, like, prolific, or if it's just a meme that's happening, but... one of the newest ones is, you know, Jordan Peele's remaking everything. Like, I heard that Jordan Peele's remaking, or maybe he's just in Toy Story 4, but I was excited that he was remaking, The Twilight Zone.
Yeah, I think he's just talent for that, though. I was reading. He's just like a on-screen like character,
no
or
way.
like the host or whatever. I don't think he's like producing or directing it.
That would be cool if he was hosting it. He would be a good
I think he's
host.
just the host. I think that's the whole deal.
Damn.
I mean, he might have some hand in producing it, but I think that's like predominantly what he's doing.
Mm-hmm. But ever since he made Get Out. And then he made Us. And what was the other one that he made? That wasn't Keanu. Didn't he make another movie that was, like, really good?
I don't know if he did or not.
Here, I'm going to look up his IMDb. So, let's see. Get Out, Black Klansman, Keanu. Those are his... So, yeah, he's the narrator for The Twilight Zone. That's sick. But anyway, he's just making everything now. It's like a thing to be like, oh, like the Twilight Zone rumor that I heard that he was making it, that he was directing the new Twilight Zone movie. But according to IMDb, it's a Twilight Zone TV series that he's narrating. Which, that's going to be so dope. A new Twilight Zone series?
Yeah.
It's going to be sick. But, I'm excited to see Us, and I hope that you maybe didn't get enough sleep, or I'm significantly smarter than you, and I pick up on all these subtleties and realize that it's an amazing movie.
Yeah.
And then I can explain it to you.
I'm wondering how many layers there are, you know what I mean? I feel like I need to watch it again for me to like really like have like a strong like opinion on how deep the movie goes, you know what I mean? Because there is some stuff like there's like a proverb that keeps popping up throughout the movie, and I'm not sure that they ever like hit you over the head with what it really meant. So like I'm curious to like go back and like try to figure that out, and you know what I mean? Like
Well, eventually it'll happen. I believe it. I believe that one day you'll wake up.
Well, like, remember, like, there's movies, like, remember Donnie Darko? Like, everybody, like, for a while, like, thought, like, oh, this movie's so brilliant. There's so many layers to this movie. It's, like, such this brilliant, you know, time travel movie. Yeah. And then, like, now, like, a few years later, like, that movie's looked back, like, that movie, like, made absolutely no sense, and the movie's a piece of shit.
There was a lot of things in there that didn't make any sense. So,
yeah, like, people, like, thought that, like, there's just so many layers, and it's just so complex here that I just don't quite grasp it all. But, like, now you look back and you're like, oh, yeah, like, it just didn't make sense, and they just didn't explain that. And, like, you know.
I mean, it's one thing to, you know, art should be, like, at a certain level of a reflection of you. You know what I mean? You should make your own story out of a movie and fill in the parts you're like, yourself. But then there's also laziness to where they're just like, that doesn't make sense, so we'll just leave that open-ended. God. That all, like, the whole movie, Donnie Darko, the whole movie flashed into my head, and just how fucking dumb it was, and how much of a powerful statement I thought that movie was.
Yeah, like, when I first saw it, it, like, blew my mind. I was like, there's so much going on here for me to think about. Like, what did this all... And then, like, it took me, like, a long time, like, to realize, like, oh, like, that just didn't make sense, and there's nothing going on there.
Yeah, that was just a guy on drugs that came up with that idea.
I mean, that movie's, you know, it's good for what it is, you know what I mean? But, like, there's not, like, all the subtext there, like, I don't think that you maybe initially thought.
It's like Twin Peaks. Like, Twin Peaks is deep, but not deep. It's really just insane.
Right, yeah. Like, Twin Peaks, I couldn't even fucking... It just made so little sense to me.
That's right,
I
couldn't get into
follow it.
Did you watch the new ones or the old ones? Which one did you try?
I tried to watch both.
Try to watch both?
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite shows by far, is Twin Peaks. And I don't know what it is about it, but it did take me a while to get into it. And I think you just have to do that. Like, it's almost like a suspension of disbelief or suspension of belief. What is it? I always mix them up.
Suspension of disbelief, yeah.
That you just have to, like, let David Lynch take you on this crazy journey and realize that half of it isn't going to make sense.
Right.
But then there's a point, especially towards the end of the first run of the show, where things don't get explained that you really, really, really wish got explained, that you were, like, invested in.
Right.
For these hour-long episodes. And you're like, wait a minute, this guy's just like a ghost? That makes absolutely no sense, David Lynch. But, okay.
Inner peace.
Here we go. Before we get to Cobra Kai Season 2, I have this video. Please tell me that you haven't seen this video of R. Kelly performing in Ethiopia recently.
No, I have not.
Okay. I mean, the title of the video is R. Kelly recruiting in Ethiopia. And you'll see why in just a second.
Do you have your passport? Did you get your shots? Girl, would you like to come back with Rob to America? America. Do you have your passport? Did you get your shots? Girl, would you like to come back with Rob to America? America.
Okay.
I like to, like, it's hard to believe that this is real. Like, initially it just strikes me as like a really good, like, lip syncing, you know, like how they have, like, the bad lip sync videos.
Yeah. I believe this is real. And I think that it's like, you know, I get what he's doing. He's like, you know, I got these groupies, like, hey, I'll take you all back with me to America. You're in Ethiopia, girl. But do you have your passport? Did you get your shots? Do you want to come back with Rob to America? And look at his face right here. This is the best part.
Do you have your passport? Did you get your shots? Girl, would you like to come back with Rob to America?
He's like waiting for their answer.
Yeah.
He's like,
And he's also like, wait, what did I just say? Because I feel like this is in between songs. He's just kind of like doing a little scat man thing, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, I'm just going to freak a little thing right here. And he was like, oh no. What? That got a little too real, man. Am I doing this? And it also doesn't look that long ago.
No.
He pauses for so long. And then there's a lot of debate on what he says in this kind of ad-lib piece right here. Go to the mall? Did you hear that?
I heard
the mall. The beautiful?
Yeah, I heard beautiful.
The beautiful.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Wow. That's phenomenal.
Do you have your passports?
R. Kelly's like the gift that keeps giving.
He is.
He's like been entertaining us with like quality music and shenanigans since the early 2000s.
Yeah, and it doesn't stop. He's like, he reminds me of the old like Puff Daddy back when he was P. Diddy, when he was like can't stop, won't stop, bad boy for life. That's R. Kelly now.
Yeah,
R. Kelly can't stop, won't stop, and he's a criminal, technically. So, this is the trailer for season 2 of Cobra Kai. Have you seen this yet? Neither have I. And this came out at the beginning of the month.
Inner peace. Focus. Balance. You can learn the secrets of Okinawan karate, true karate, by joining the Miyagi-Do team because
it's a YouTube advertiser. He's like watching a YouTube ad as we're watching it in a YouTube show.
And what? See, I don't like how they... Like, why do they have, like, a fake internet browser and, like, a fake YouTube
internet
interface?
Browser. Yeah, it's like you figure YouTube made the show. Why do they need
Exactly. And it's like Google owns YouTube, right? Yeah. So, like, why couldn't they use Chrome? Like, why do they have to make that shit look, like, fake? And, like, why does the autoplay queue not have...
any details.
Yeah.
Whatsoever. And also, this seems a little copywritten up here, too, right?
You talk about suspension of disbelief, like, way to drop the ball there.
Because with Miyagi-Do, it's not about the money. It's about the karate.
All lessons are free. You see that?
What a fucking prick.
Defeat does not exist in this dojo.
You're in for a rude awakening.
It's a cruel...
They should have done the I Got 5 on It song. That probably would have been better.
But they're doing, like, the same effect, like just taking, like, a popular song and, like, slowing it way down.
Uh-huh.
And just making it, like, like a upbeat song sound super dramatic.
Yep. That's the new move.
Cobra Kai is about
That's totally what they're doing.
Remember, it doesn't matter who anyone was before they stepped into this dojo.
Wait, hold on. Does he have... These are like cool kids though, right?
Well, that's the daughter.
Yeah. So it's like... Daughter... the fucking... What's the...
The little... not the JTT looking kid.
Yeah.
The little fucking... Yeah.
So he's gonna grow up...
So that's Miyagi.
Mm-hmm. And this is like... So I guess that was... the first movie, like the original Karate Kids, like wasn't Daniel LaRusso kind of like a cool kid?
No.
He wasn't?
No, he was like the new kid in town that everybody picked on.
See, but I remember seeing a video about how Daniel LaRusso was like... Oh wait, no. I thought I saw a video breaking down how Daniel LaRusso was really the bad guy.
Yeah, I think that video does exist. I don't know that I've watched it, but I think that does exist. But there's like a lot of those, you know, like painting, like repainting like a narrative.
Yeah. I also think that it might have just been in season 1 of Cobra Kai.
Oh, for sure.
During a flashback.
For sure, like that's it. That was intentional. Like they completely swapped out.
Yeah.
You know, in Cobra Kai, they swapped out the antagonist.
Johnny's like, I was just hanging out with my friends and my girlfriend left me and here she is with this new guy. So I go up to have a calm conversation and he whip kicks me in the face. What am I supposed to do? I learned karate. Was that a great impression of Johnny or what?
Yeah, spot on.
Sounds just like, I learned karate.
What matters is that we're all Miyagi Do. I know how to beat Cobra Kai. I did it 30 years ago. I can do it again.
Great. Just make sure the Cobra Kai snake comes in at the end, all right? I want it to really pop.
Ugh. Okay. One thing that I did hear is friend of the show, Evelyn Guerrero Morita, Pat Morita's wife.
Yeah.
She has been posting a lot about, they're making a new documentary about Pat Morita and also Cobra Kai season 2 coming out. You know, it's all about her late husband and his legacy and blah, blah, blah. So she said that they do a walkthrough of Mr. Miyagi's house in season 2 and that it was like, that she said that it was really authentic, like really true to Pat as a person and also Mr. Miyagi as a character, which are kind of Venn diagram overlapping each other. Even though Pat Morita was, I'm pretty sure, not any form of like legit ninja.
Yeah, I mean, he was like the Happy Days diner owner.
Yeah, he was just an actor. But they used that scene to kind of pay tribute to Pat. As well as, here's Mr. Miyagi's old shit.
That's cool.
Here's his old dusty nunchucks. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because you're going to go in and fondle some dead man's dusty nunchucks. You should also be nice.
Did Mr. Miyagi have nunchucks? I don't think he did.
No. I don't even think... I mean, what form of martial arts were they doing? Karate?
Karate, yeah.
Well, then karate should have
literally
nunchucks.
called Karate Kid.
Yeah, you're right. The ancient form of karate, which I'm pretty sure involves nunchucks. Like, I think nunchucks are like one of the, you know how, like the cornerstones of hip hop. Have you heard of that?
I think aren't nunchucks like isn't that like ninjutsu?
Maybe nunchako. Nunchucks. Origin. The origins of nunchaku, known as nunchuck or chain stick, is a traditional Japanese weapon originally developed in Okinawa. More modern times, the nunchaku was popularized by the martial arts icon Bruce Lee. It is widely used in karate and Okinawan kanobu. Kabuto? Huh? I don't know.
Law enforcement use.
Really? Nunchucks?
In 2015, police in the town of Anderson, California were trained and deployed to use nunchucks as a form of non-lethal force.
No way.
I swear.
Do they still have them?
I mean, that was only 2015, so like...
Anderson, you said?
Yeah. So cops in Anderson, California just roll around with nunchucks on their utility belts? Because that's a fucking awesome if that's true.
Dude, this is absolutely true. Look at this. Oh, look, they use them to arrest people too. You get a little fucking whip around the wrist. You put the chain around the wrist and twist it.
What brought that? I mean, like, what?
It seems like that's not a very like secure way to arrest someone.
And like, what brought that about? They were like, you know what? We're gonna implement nunchucks.
Yeah. Look at this cop.
See if there's a YouTube like news story about it.
Dude, there's gotta be. Let's see. Anderson, California nunchucks. Yep, here it is.
And control you from here. I can invert. Okay.
Yeah.
I can say, bring your elbow up here, spread your feet. You're under arrest.
Those are nunchucks.
Damn, is this cop and this reporter gonna bang or what? Because this seems like he's like, I'm gonna tie you up right here. Now you can't move, and she's like, oh.
Police
okay.
certified, meaning they are legal only for police to use. They're made of plastic, but let me tell you, they're strong. Sergeant Casey Day with the Anderson Police Department shows me all the different ways they can be used. First, he says they're a weapon.
You got to appreciate this cinematography right here, Ty.
First, he says...
Shot at 12 noon.
Start in an upright, prone position.
He says they're a weapon, meaning they can be used to hit, strike, jab, and take someone down. But they also work as a restraint, meaning you can use them to lock someone's hand or elbow or ankle and direct them to do exactly what you want. Day says he's replacing his baton with the nunchucks because they work so well and they're a universal tool.
These, were designed kind of with a...
He's replacing his baton with the nunchucks because they work...
It seems racist somehow, that stance. Yeah, just seems like a racist stance.
So well, and they're a universal tool.
These, were designed kind of with a different goal in mind, to be more of a control weapon. But like I said, it's not that we can't use these as impact weapons. They work very good as an impact weapon, but we try to emphasize a control tool over impact.
You figure that'd be more difficult to control someone with a pair of nunchucks than it would be to just grab them with your hand. You gotta pull these out, you gotta like twist it around.
Well, yeah, I think he's comparing it to a baton, though.
Yeah. To like have it in place.
Like with they can use it, to like direct people, whereas with a baton, you can really only use that for bashing.
Yeah. It's really only good
for
bashing.
like bashing is all well and good, but...
Dave just got back from training with the nunchucks in Santa Monica. He shows off a few other ways they can be used. He said if they are used with force, they'll focus on aiming at criminals' hands, knees, or wrists. They can also be used to block a punch or a hit.
Just shatter fucking a criminal's wrist with a nunchuck. And plus, I thought they said he was trained in nunchucks. He didn't look like he was good at it at all.
Yeah.
He was like doing all slow.
Well, I mean, I imagine that it's not any sort of like rigorous training that you have to like complete some sort of exam or test. It's probably like more or less like a 5-minute instructional video.
What do you think
here's your
class
nunchucks
is at Anderson, California Police Department?
Just a YouTube video.
Yeah, probably that YouTube video. They're like, all right, we're gonna watch Sergeant.
Maybe that little diagram on the left there. They show him that.
Oh yeah. There we go. That makes sense. Nunchucks. So you grab the fist, you twist it.
Oh, sources: Orchid Police Defense System. So that's legit. Probably that's probably right out of their training.
So you go whoop. You get the fist, and then all you have to do is hook them, and then now they're detained.
You hook them. And
there's no
hook them and crook them.
There's no middle step. That's like. Where's the part where you do like you shift your weight or like turn clockwise, like they just become detained? I need a pair of these nunchucks.
Yeah, it's like, step 1, nunchucks. Step 2, ? Step 3, crooks in jail.
I guess step 2 is probably classified, right?
Right. Oh, there's another one, yeah.
Oh, look. Have him hopping on one foot like a retard. Imagine looking at how goofy that would look. In
First
jail,
off,
everyone's
who goes and
laughing
tries to shin kick a cop? Like, how is that, an effective, strike against a cop? You gotta, go for the home run. You gotta swing for the fences if you're trying to take out a cop, because...
Yeah. And...
You only get one crack at it, really.
According to this diagram, you have to hook the nunchuck around the bottom of the leg and also miss the kick or absorb the kick. Because you're catching this foot on the way back down. You're not catching it as it's coming up. You're whipping around it, and then you're getting underneath it. So you're putting yourself in the line of fire here, and I feel like there could be a lot of steps taken to not get kicked.
I'm pretty sure that that's like a different leg, too. It's hard to tell.
No, you can't tell because it's one of those things that if you think about it real hard, it'll switch legs.
Right.
Yeah. Like the train thing.
Ambiguous.
But, God, I want me a pair of these fucking nunchucks now. Look at these things.
I bet you could get some nunchucks for dirt cheap on the Wish app.
Oh, absolutely.
Police grade.
Probably with knives in them. Swing them too hard and knives come out.
Oh, shit, like there, right there. Is that what that is?
Oh, no, I think that's just a huge butterfly knife.
Oh, shit.
That's pretty sweet, though. Yeah, that's crazy, man. Well, oh no, this is just a Nintendo Wii for sale. I thought it was because it comes with nunchucks. I was like, what? Did they use nunchucks to get all this stuff from a criminal's house? I thought it was like a bust because I looked at the police department. Stolen.
Look at the cop. Why does he have a headband?
Yeah, that's questionable right here. I actually want to see.
He's got a gun also. Like
what this is from. This is a CNN post. Nunchucks, popularized by Bruce Lee, come to California Police Agency. Why is there a picture? This is a video? No, CNN.
At Safe Light Auto Glass, we really pride ourselves on making it easy to get your windshield.
Today's episode of the Natural Habitat Podcast is brought to you by Safe Life Auto Glass. If someone breaks your car window, you call them up and they're going to get it replaced for you on the spot. They just come and fix your glass right there on location.
Just like
use the promo code NHP and you probably get 20, maybe 35% off.
I would say, yeah. Easy, at least.
You saw in that video how the trooper opened fire. He had a choice to make about what Mr. Jones was doing when he reached into his SUV and whether or not he's legally culpable for it, whether or not the trooper thought that Mr. Jones had a gun. Jones did not have a gun. In open
this feels unrelated.
The trooper was wrong.
What does this have to do with anything?
To make the right choices about deadly force. Here's our Gary Tubb.
This Spokane, Washington police
It's like an EKG meter that like reads your brain activity, and not in any way is it a racist headband.
Not a karate headband.
I thought it was a karate headband.
Well, I don't even think this is related to the nunchuck cops.
No, not at all. That just for a great reason got put into the queue, and it's like the 8th picture to pop up. But fucking shit's getting real out there on those streets, man. Can you imagine, like... Alright, picture this. I'm gonna paint a scenario for you, okay? You're at a restaurant. You're hanging out, having a good time with your girlfriend or, having lunch. Maybe a nice early dinner at Lucy's Bar.
Lucy's Bar. I'm not familiar with this establishment.
I'm not sure where it is, but it's been making a lot of making its rounds on social media lately. It's a bar owned by a woman named Lucy. A lot of quirky shenanigans type stuff on the walls. Okay, so you're there, you're hanging out. All of a sudden, some guy's like, "Hey, you're a libtard." You're like, "You're a libtard." Everybody's pulling out their phones and like recording each other and shit. And then you get in this argument with this guy that isn't anything crazy. It's not like an actual fight. You're just kind of yelling at each other. Someone calls the cops because they're like, "Oh, there's this, people are drinking here. It could be some sort of a dangerous situation. Let's get the police on it." Cops show up. Out of nowhere, you're getting your ass beat with nunchucks. I would first of all make the argument that I didn't know that was a cop. And I would like start defending myself with my own nunchucks. And then be able to be like, I didn't think that was a cop.
So in this scenario, you're carrying nunchucks.
Oh, I'm always carrying nunchucks. Okay. I have nunchucks. Would you like to see my nunchucks? Yeah. I have them right here. Okay. And then I could insert noise of like a chain. Yeah. Nunchucks.
Yeah. I guess probably like a wind noise.
But when I was younger, when I was a kid, I was in karate and taekwondo. And I wasn't great or anything. And I got my ass beat really bad one time by like an older kid, and then I stopped going. Which I think that's the moment where you like become a stronger person and where you actually like pass some sort of like, you know, marker on your trip to self-defense land or whatever it is. But I said, fuck that. That hurt. I'm leaving. And I left. But, I remember I trained with the nunchaka for a while. That was my instrument of choice. And I could still do the little finger flip.
The whirly bird?
Yeah, there it is. The whirly bird, the flip 'em ups, the waterfall around the world, walk the dog. I could do all that stuff. I feel like I worked my way into yo-yo tricks somehow. Do you have any self-defense training, Ty?
I'm actually... Well, do you, like, once you achieve a karate belt, are you at that level forever?
Yeah, it's like a presidency.
Okay. So,
you're like Mr. President forever.
Okay, so I'm like a yellow belt.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's the first belt you get.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Not bad at all.
Yeah, I did karate in like first grade.
Sick.
For like a few months.
Punch, kick. Punch, kick. A lot of that. Just over and over.
Just hitting the mats.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I want to say I got up to like a 2nd degree red belt.
Oh shit.
But like I said, none of it was real. I didn't even really fight anybody until one time, and then I was like, that sucks.
Yeah, I never got to like fight anybody.
I want to say I sparred like a few kids that were like, I sparred all the time with people that were my level, and then I even went to like a little karate tournament, and I got a participation trophy back before everyone got participation trophies. This was like the first of the participation trophies.
This was like the participation trophies that like they somehow mean more than
a regular participation trophy?
Right.
Yeah. Well, for one, it was an actual trophy with a karate man on it, which is crazy. He was mid-kick on the top of this trophy. And this was the beginning of the everyone gets a trophy era. So it was unheard of, and it meant a lot to me at the time. And I was like, oh, I got this trophy? That's sick. And it's probably the way I am. It's probably why I am the way I am today, and feel like I need, like, you know, to be congratulated and, you know, praised for the smallest of achievements.
Goddamn millennial.
Yeah. But I remember I went and did that a couple times, but the one time that they put me up against like an older kid, I was maybe 13 and this kid was like 17, and he kicked the shit out of me, and it sucked. And I'll never forgive my sensei for that. He's still on my hit list. Not like a literal hit list.
Do you plan on opening up a karate dojo in the future in order to, teach kids from the neighborhood the old ways?
Mm-hmm. The true ways?
The true ways of the karate?
Yeah. I did think about that, but zoning, you know?
Right.
I don't know if you know anything about zoning.
No, nothing.
Dude, it's crazy.
I imagine it's a big deal, though.
Yeah. So,
zoning.
Here, I'll explain it to you. I'll explain zoning to you.
Okay.
Real quick.
Yeah.
So, zoning is pretty much just like, you got a city, right?
Yeah.
So here, we'll say there's a city. You got this part of the city that's where people live. You got this part of the city that's where people eat.
Right.
You got this part of the city that's where people buy socks.
Right.
You got this part of the city that's where people take their dogs.
Right.
To go eat.
I follow you. You can't just go mix matching. You can't just go having your Sunday restaurant dinner in your industrial factory district.
Yeah, you can't do it.
You can't have your residential area over here in your.
Yeah, so zoning is when you take a business or an entity and you push it out of this area in this neighborhood based on their beliefs or religion or race.
No, I think that's gentrifying.
Oh. Isn't that the same thing?
No.
No?
No.
All
gentrifying right. Is like what hipsters do when they like go and start buying up all the property in like an area and then like basically like pricing the people that already live there out of it, they'll go buy a half of a neighborhood and be like, oh, okay, suddenly this is like a fucking bourgeois neighborhood, and all you normies either pay up or get the fuck out.
Yeah. So they sodo sopa it. Historic Kenny's house.
No. I don't know what you just said. No.
Sodo sopa. Sodo sopa.
Oh yeah. Shitty part of town.
Sodo sopa. I'm just gonna continue to say sodo sopa until we're done. Sodo sopa. All right, everybody. We'll see you guys next week. Do you have anything else that you want to throw in?
I don't think so.
Sick, bro.
Natural Habitat Recordings.